In the heart of the African savanna, where the golden grasses sway under the gentle caress of the wind and the mighty baobab trees stand as ancient sentinels, a young leopard named Sefu was born. His mother, Nia, was a skilled and respected huntress known for her wisdom and strength. From the moment Sefu opened his eyes, he was surrounded by the sights and sounds of the wild, learning the ways of the savanna. Sefu grew quickly, his curiosity leading him to explore every corner of their territory. He was fascinated by the intricate web of life that unfolded around him, how the birds signaled danger, how the antelope grazed in the early morning light, and how his mother moved with such grace and precision during the hunt. Nia taught him everything she knew, instilling in him the values of patience, respect, and the importance of harmony with their environment. One day, as they rested in the shade of a massive baobab tree, Nia spoke to Sefu about the dangers of greed and envy. She told him stories of leopards who had let these feelings consume them, leading to their downfall. Nia emphasized that true strength came from within, and that being content with what one had was the key to a fulfilling life. Sefu listened intently, absorbing her words like a sponge. As the seasons changed, Sefu's skills as a hunter and a leader grew. He was admired by other leopards in their region, not just for his physical prowess, but for his wisdom and fairness. Sefu knew that one day he would take his mother's place as the protector of their territory, and he vowed to uphold the values she had taught him. Across the savanna, in a territory not far from Sefu's, lived another young leopard named Malik. Unlike Sefu, Malik was consumed by a desire for power and dominance. His mother, Asha, had been driven out of their original territory by a stronger leopard, and Malik had grown up harboring a deep-seated resentment and a burning ambition to reclaim what they had lost. Malik's upbringing was harsh, and he learned to rely on his cunning and ruthlessness to survive. He envied the leopards who lived in peace and abundance, especially Sefu, whose reputation for fairness and strength was known throughout the savanna. Malik saw Sefu's territory as a prize to be taken, a symbol of everything he felt he deserved but had been denied. As Malik grew older, he began to challenge other leopards, asserting his dominance through sheer aggression. He gathered a small group of followers who shared his ambitions, and together they started to encroach on Sefu's territory. Malik believed that by taking what Sefu had, he could fill the void left by his own insecurities and anger. Sefu, aware of Malik's encroachment, chose to approach the situation with caution and wisdom. He knew that a direct confrontation could lead to unnecessary bloodshed and disruption of the delicate balance of their ecosystem. Instead, he sought to understand Malik's motives and find a way to resolve the conflict without resorting to violence. The tension between Sefu and Malik reached its peak during the dry season when resources were scarce, and every leopard had to fight harder for survival. Malik, driven by his envy and greed, saw this as the perfect opportunity to challenge Sefu directly. He gathered his followers and marched into Sefu's territory, ready for a showdown. Sefu, anticipating Malik's move, had already prepared his strategy. He knew that brute force alone would not win this battle. Instead, he relied on his understanding of the land and the lessons his mother had taught him. As Malik and his followers approached, Sefu stood his ground, his calm demeanor contrasting sharply with Malik's aggressive stance. "Why do you seek to take what is not yours, Malik?" Sefu asked, his voice steady and strong. Malik snarled, "I deserve this territory, Sefu. You have everything while I have nothing. It's time for a change." Sefu shook his head, pity in his eyes. "Your envy blinds you, Malik. True strength comes from within, not from taking what belongs to others. We can find a way to coexist without destroying each other." Malik, fueled by his anger and resentment, refused to listen. He lunged at Sefu, claws extended. The two leopards clashed in a fierce battle, their roars echoing across the savanna. Sefu fought with a calm precision, using his knowledge of the terrain to outmaneuver Malik. Despite Malik's ferocity, Sefu's wisdom and experience gave him the upper hand. Finally, Sefu managed to pin Malik to the ground. "This fight is pointless," Sefu said, breathing heavily. "You need to let go of your envy and greed. There is enough for all of us if we work together." Malik, exhausted and defeated, looked up at Sefu with a mix of anger and realization. Sefu released him, and stepped back, giving Malik a chance to choose a different path. Malik retreated, his pride wounded, but his mind churning with Sefu's words. He had always believed that power came from taking what he wanted, but Sefu's strength had shown him a different kind of power, a power rooted in wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. Malik began to question his motives and the path he had chosen. Days turned into weeks, and Malik found himself reflecting more and more on Sefu's offer of coexistence. He watched as Sefu and his pack continued to thrive, not through dominance, but through cooperation and respect for the land and its inhabitants. Malik realized that his envy had blinded him to the possibilities of a different life. One evening, as the sun set over the savanna, Malik approached Sefu's territory alone. He found Sefu resting under a baobab tree, the same tree where Nia had once shared her wisdom with Sefu. Malik hesitated for a moment before stepping forward. "Sefu, I have come to talk," Malik said, his voice lacking the aggression it once held. Sefu looked up, nodding for Malik to continue. "I've been thinking about what you said. I see now that my envy and greed have only brought me pain and suffering. I want to change, but I don't know where to start." Sefu smiled, a look of genuine compassion in his eyes. "The first step is to let go of the past and forgive yourself. We can find a way to share this land and work together for the greater good. It's not too late to choose a different path." Malik nodded, feeling a weight lift from his shoulders. He knew that the road to redemption would not be easy, but with Sefu's guidance, he was willing to try. With Sefu's help, Malik began to integrate into the larger community of leopards. He learned to hunt not for dominance, but for the sustenance of all. Sefu and Malik worked together to ensure that resources were shared fairly and that every leopard had a place in the delicate balance of their ecosystem. The savanna flourished under this new era of cooperation. The leopards, once divided by greed and envy, now thrived together, each playing a vital role in the community's success. Sefu's leadership, marked by wisdom and compassion, became a beacon for others to follow. Malik found peace in this new way of life. He discovered that true fulfillment came not from taking, but from giving and contributing to the well-being of others. His transformation inspired other leopards who had struggled with similar feelings of envy and greed, showing them that change was possible. Years passed, and Sefu grew older, his fur now flecked with gray. He watched with pride as Malik took on a leadership role, guiding the younger generation with the same wisdom and compassion that Sefu had once shown him. The legacy of avoiding greed and envy became a cornerstone of their community, ensuring a future of harmony and prosperity for all. As the sun set over the savanna, casting a golden glow across the land, Sefu reflected on his journey. He had seen the power of unity and the strength that came from within. The story of the leopards, once marked by conflict, had become a tale of redemption and the enduring power of generosity and wisdom. And so, under the watchful eyes of the ancient baobab trees, the leopards thrived, their roars echoing through the savanna as a testament to their shared legacy and the lessons they had learned.